You've probably heard of the Friendzone through Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or other forms of social media, and maybe you've even been unfortunate enough to find yourself stuck in it at some point. But what if it is your turn to do the friendzoning? What would you do? Would you flee the country? Would you sit down and have an adult conversation? If you want to be more subtle than that, we are here to tell you how to use nonverbal communication to friendzone someone in the most polite, kind, and efficient way, according to the latest research.
For those of you that don't know, the friend zone, according to Urban Dictionary, is a particularly aggravating metaphorical place that people end up in when someone they are interested in only wants to be friends. Friendzoning often causes frustration and disappointment. So how can you go about friendzoning someone with as little humiliation and awkwardness as possible?
The first step is to think about how you hold your body when you are near or in conversation with a person who has an unreciprocated interest in you. Research has shown that your posture communicates the degree to which you find someone interesting and attractive. This is known as immediacy. So in your case, to deliberately convey your dislike for this person, lean away from them. Cross your arms and avoid direct eye contact. Position your torso to indicate a lack of attraction by slouching and turning slightly away from them. Want to really send the message? Avoid smiling and keep your facial expression stoic and as unengaged as possible.
The next step is to be aware of the strength, duration, and placement of touch. Touch may be perceived as flirtatious even when that is not the message that you are trying to send. For example, if you are at a party and you are hugging a group of friends goodbye, this may be strictly out of politeness in your mind, but could be perceived as what is known as love intimacy touch by the person. This type of more intimate touch is used to convey deep emotional feelings. Since this is what you are trying to avoid, however, you should be aiming for social polite touch, which is used mostly during greetings and departures by acquaintances. These are handshakes, pats on the back, or other platonic types of physical contact. If you do find yourself in a hugging situation, such as the party example from before, then avoid long, lingering hugs, squeezes that are too tight, and maybe even go for the side hug. There is another type of touch known as friendship warmth touch, which is used in close friendships, but not necessarily romantic relationships. This is a category that you may want to be wary of, however, when trying to friendzone someone. Avoid grasping a friend's arm and giving it a warm squeeze because any overt demonstration of friendliness may be misperceived as flirtatiousness or promiscuity. Also, past research has found that men are more prone to this perceptual mistake. So if you are attempting to friendzone a man, you may need to scale back to social polite rather than friendship warmth touch, just in case.
Lastly, you'll need to pay attention to how you communicate through the use of physical distance, which is known as proxemics. If you picture a bubble around yourself that's about 1.5 feet away from you, this is your intimate space and should only be shared if you want to convey romantic closeness. If you think a friend may be interested in you, make sure to stand at least an arm's length away. One study found that a large proxemic distance is recognized as a friendship cue, while a small proxemic distance is acknowledged as a nonverbal indicator of seductiveness.
Now that you know how to effectively use your posture, touch, and personal space to convey friendship, you may be wondering, but what if I need to friendzone someone online? With technology providing the means to communicate almost instantly with anyone, it makes sense that you might be experiencing attempts at flirting through social media or texting. How you respond is key. What are your messages like? 2 messages with the same words could be perceived differently due to tone. Sending lots of emojis and exclamation marks may seem to convey flirtatiousness or romantic interest, so limit these emotional displays just as you would maintain a stoic expression if communicating in person.
Next time you find yourself needing to friendzone someone, we hope these tips come to mind. If Joe Schmo starts giving you the eye, smile less and slouch more. If Susie Q is eagerly going in for the hug, embrace the awkwardness of a rapid switch to a handshake. If Slick Nick starts inching into your personal bubble, don't be afraid to take a step back. And if all of these nonverbal cues fail you and they still can't take the hint, fleeing the country is still an option.